Again.
Again.
Oh, and you know what? This is our 26th show.
Really?
Yes, we've made a half a year of shows.
Wow. And now we go into the dangerous time of the year.
What's that?
Well, the lusty month
The
of
lusty
May.
month of May. Oh.
Now, well, the ticks are out.
Oh.
The poison ivy is just waiting
Oh
for
dear.
little fingers.
I know, it's really scary. I mean, you walk down the road and you have to watch.
Really?
Make sure that it hasn't crept out into the path to brush your
Oh,
ankles.
I think we're the poison ivy capital of New England.
No.
You know. Well, Gayhead on the
Definitely not.
on the vineyard would be.
Definitely not.
But I was thinking, there's a lot to be said for May in terms of it being a romantic time.
Yes.
You know, traditionally, you know,
Yes.
weddings and wild abandoned behavior on the part of youth.
Right.
But to me, the most amazing, romantic, sensual, delicious time of year is January.
Oh.
Yes, now.
Uh-huh.
Now this last January was wonderful. First of all, it snowed every day. You couldn't get better than that. And we were home together. We'd look out the window, and any idea of doing anything faded fast.
Except shoveling off the car.
Well, we didn't need to drive much, you know.
But we still had to shovel off the car, because if we didn't, it would have been buried completely.
Well, that's true, but that's exercise. I'd rather
Yeah,
shovel off
exercise
the
is
car
good.
than do these
That's
kinds
the
of
trouble
silly
with
things.
January. You no exercise.
But there's just something wonderful about being snowed in, not doing really anything.
But that's not what you call a lusty month, is it?
It can be.
Well,
you
I don't know about that. I mean, lusty means everything is bursting into bloom and everything is beautiful.
Yes,
and
well, creativity was bursting during January.
It was?
We did artwork, and you wrote, and you had your quatrains were good on
it was dark.
dot poetry.
I didn't like dark.
Well, we have lamps, you know, and there's just something.
Well, we're lucky we have lamps. I mean, it's nice that we don't have to do it by firelight, or we don't even have a fireplace. But candlelight, not
It's
so good.
romantic, though.
Candlelight?
Well, just being snowed in, as opposed to being.
I prefer the lusty month of May.
Well,
I much prefer the lusty month of May.
when we take.
Besides, there's a little saying that goes, "Hooray, hooray, it's the 1st of May, outdoor screwing begins today."
Yes, and all the carpenters were standing there with their screwdrivers and their wrenches and their permits to work and expand houses. And I have nothing against May.
I hope not.
No, it's a good
a wonderful month.
It's cool. It doesn't
It's a
start getting
wonderful month.
horrifically uncomfortable.
It's a
until
blossoming,
July. A
blooming
blossoming
month.
Well, I hope I blossom. I hope something blooms from the recesses of my creative spirit, you know. And
I mean, it's so inspiring. You drive down the road and everywhere there's these beautiful flowers and trees blooming and people sneezing because they were allergic to them
yes,
trees.
allergies.
Yeah, well, that's the unfortunate part.
This is the time. It's pollen time. Da 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 dee 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 dee. It's pollen time. You know, just sneezing away.
Well, fortunately,
The
we use
Kleenex,
homeopathic
big
remedies.
sales, yes,
We don't
and
need
Kleenex.
to use, yes, we don't have that problem.
Yes.
But people who don't know about homeopathic remedies, unfortunately, they can't do much about their sneezings.
And I also want to say that I was really disappointed.
You were?
Yeah,
In what?
we haven't gotten any dinner invitations from our viewers.
Oh, Steven,
And
that is true.
I
That
mean,
is true.
George Burns and Gracie Allen, God bless them,
Departed souls.
always had so many dinner invitations to look forward to.
Did they?
Oh, people would call them up. People they didn't even know who saw them would call them up and say, "George and Gracie, we want you to come for dinner.
Oh, my.
We want to have you for dinner. Our address is, when can we do this?"
Oh, my
And I was
goodness.
kind of waiting after the last show. It bombed so magnificently.
What
And
bombed?
Our last show.
It did?
Well, it was wonderful. It was an effulgence
No,
of
no, no,
humor
no. When you
that-
say something bombs, you mean explodes into bad things.
Not bad things.
No,
I
no,
mean,
bombing.
like
You
a
don't
piñata,
ever never say our shows have bombed. That's a
No,
terrible thing to say.
a piñata type bomb, or hydrogen.
Come on.
Well, I
No
was
bombs,
sitting,
no bombs.
I was sitting at home, and I purposely got home earlier that day, and I was waiting for the phone to ring. I mean, all I have to do is walk past the lettuce display with you at the market, and people come running up to you and clutching your hand and saying they love the way you work with peas, and what you do with broccoli is just save their marriage. And I'm always very proud of you when someone says your broccoli saved their marriage.
Oh, dear.
But then I'm waiting, like here I am, and I'd love you to have us for dinner, especially of a Friday night, if we could have fish, and it would really be good. Fresh fish, hint, would really be nice.
Maybe people don't want to invite us for dinner.
I get that.
Maybe they don't think it would be any fun.
I get that. Oh, I get that.
I mean, maybe they think we would eat them out of house and home, or
that could be.
not like their cooking,
that could be too,
or something. I mean,
So we need to work on a strategy for more dinner invitations
during the lusty month of May.
Well, yeah, starting at the lusty month of May. Now, one thing we could do is we could invest in stamps at the post office.
Stamps?
And you know how people used to get green stamps if they bought tomato sauce at the market? Well, we could give stamps, and people would have a little stamp book, and they'd invite us to dinner, and we'd give them stamps. And that would be
postage stamps?
Yes.
That'd be very expensive.
But we get 1 cent, 1 cent postage stamps. And people could collect them and fill their books, and they'd have it would be special. It would really would.
You have one of the most original
They
minds
could lick
of
the
anybody.
stamps onto the page.
No, you don't have to lick them.
Oh, you don't have to lick them anymore.
No, they come on. You just peel them off and you stick them on.
Okay. Well, I thought that might be a strategy to consider, because let's face it, folks, we really would like to be invited to your home for dinner. And we'd love to discuss the really private, intimate details of your marriage with you. Speaking of marriage,
we would?
Yes.
We would?
Yes.
Why would we want to do that? That's a terrible idea.
It's a good way to get invited over.
Oh, it is not a good way to get invited over.
Oh, it's a very good way to get invited over.
You better say something like, and we will entertain you royally with marvelous quips and jokes and so forth and so on.
I was also very sad this week to read about Arnold and Maria.
Arnold and Maria, yes, their marriage is on the rocks.
I hate it when marriages
while,
kind of fall apart,
Well, she was very good while he was the governor. She didn't interfere.
She kept the governor on him too, really.
She did not.
I think it would be very difficult being married to Arnold. I have to say that.
Oh,
you could handle it.
It'd be horrible to be no.
If you had Arnold and I had Maria, it would be wonderful. We'd meet in paradise.
Well, who's getting the best of this particular bargain, pray tell?
Well, you get flown all over the world with Arnold.
Oh, yeah?
You just have
While
to
he's groping the stewardesses? Come on, they don't call us flight attendants, excuse me.
Flight attendants. Arnold doesn't grope, does he?
Oh, he does.
Does he grope?
He's known for it. He's known for groping.
Groping?
Groping.
Why would a man want to grope a flight attendant?
Maybe that's his thing. I don't know.
That seems sad somehow.
I think it's very sad. I think it's very, very naughty of him.
I think it's...
But I mean, maybe he's got the old consciousness where people used to do that routinely and everybody thought it was funny.
Groping.
Yeah.
God, I was
it's not funny anymore.
I've never been groped.
Very incorrect. Never?
Never.
Never?
Never.
You told me that someone groped you in the supermarket, not...
Well, that was years ago. That was years ago. But you don't want to get groped by the fish department, or by the frozen food, or you want to be groped in a more sensual, private kind of place.
Oh,
like
what place would that
be? When you're loading up your groceries.
Groping is very politically incorrect.
It is.
Not only that, but you could even possibly get sued for sexual harassment if you start groping
I'm
people.
not going to grope anyone. I'd like to be groped, just so I can say
I
to you.
didn't mean you.
Just so I can say to
I
you,
meant
Tasha,
someone.
I was groped today, I mean, I don't know what it's like.
Being groped.
Being groped.
You want me to grope you?
Oh, my wife. Wives don't grope their husbands.
Why not?
No, no,
I think
no,
it's romantic.
That's not good form.
It's romantic.
You don't need to grope me.
Why not? You like it. Come on.
Well,
You like being groped? I can grope you all you want.
No. I was thinking of Jodie Foster or whoever's still left who I remember. And,
well,
it's
many
really
are
fun.
gone.
Many are gone. Yes.
Or retired.
Retired. Yes. Yeah. Poor Liz, but she's
not retired.
She's
She's gone.
Yeah, but she's probably still making movies in some way. God, she can get together with all her ex-husbands all at the same time in heaven. Can you imagine what a party that must have been when she checked in? Burton would have looked up at her.
Her first love was the one that died.
Mike Todd, yes.
Yeah.
Burton probably looked up at her and said, "Did you bring the diamond? You know, the one I paid 5 years pay to get to impress you?" No, okay.
She was quite the queen.
Yes, she was. So anyway, you folks out there, we are available for dinner, lunch, even a late morning brunch on Sunday.
You don't like to get up on Sundays.
Well, I do. I force
But you would
myself.
for a late morning brunch invitation.
Yes, a late morning brunch invitation. And just call the studio and just let us know. I'm available. I am lactose intolerant, and Tasha doesn't eat tomatoes, but those are minor things, really.
Well, they're not minor things to somebody who's making lasagna.
Well, they can make tomato-less lasagna.
Pretty hard to do. I can do it, but
Yes,
you know, it's not something most everybody knows about.
But anyway, it is May. The Red Sox are disturbingly uncoordinated as they limp along. The Celtics are finished.
Yes.
The Bruins are looking good for those hockey fans who are gnashing their teeth.
You know, I read something very good, and that is that they're starting to disallow certain kinds of moves in hockey games and
Good.
penalizing people for, you know, headbanging kinds of things.
Yeah,
and
I think that's probably a good
because
idea.
they've done a lot of research on the traumatic brain injury, and athletes suffer from it terribly.
Well, I think it's fair to say that if you're an athlete, even if you have one of those cute little helmets that they wear now, and you're slammed into the wall and blood spurts out from your ear down your neck, the chances are you might have a little difficulty getting back up again.
Right. Well, it's not, you know, it's nothing humorous, but I'm very glad to see it.
Well,
Very.
and we may not have a football season.
Well, that wouldn't bother me, but it would be awful for you.
Well, it gives me more freedom on Sundays.
I don't know what it is, but
as
I
it
have
is
managed to marry 2 men who are totally devoted to sports and
not
love
totally
to watch
devoted,
it all the
no.
time and talk about it with everybody. And it's very important to them. And it means absolutely nothing to me. But then I'm not the competitive sort. Now, my daughters, well, yeah, my daughters, well, not counting Angela. My 2 older daughters, they love sports. They like to watch them on the television and whatever, and then they follow different teams and things like that. And both of them were pretty athletic, unlike me. But it just completely leaves me absolutely, totally, like, uninterested.
Well, sports are for men.
No, they're not.
there
There
are
are
some
lots
women.
and lots of women who love it.
Good, really.
And play it and enjoy it.
If you
and
love football and you'd like to have me over of a Sunday afternoon, then perhaps your husband and my wife could read poetry together, and we could narrow our teeth and cheer the Patriots. And
I
I'd
mean,
have
you
a
know,
football
Laura loves
buddy.
football games.
Yes.
She's always happy to watch them
Yes,
with you.
yes. That is quite true. So anyway, it's May. The deer are out in the wood. Dogs are picking
Dropping
up.
their ticks.
Yeah, dropping their ticks. Dogs are picking up on ticks.